Hey, hi world, how are you? Happy Sunday. I know it's a miracle I don't have my mask on. I should have my mask on because it's Sunday. And Sunday is my ultra self care days where I do much and nothing. I laugh, I rest, I drink water, which you drink water every day, right? I feel like I'm more conscientious about the water intake on Sundays for some reason. I don't know. I cook a meal that perhaps lasts for a couple of days, so I could take lunch with me. And I just like ride the wave as well as I set the wave. So yeah, there's some things that I have not done with this physical body as of yet. I only had one glass of water so far, and yeah, that's about it. This gum, I have talked about this gum before. It's not regular gum; it's remineralizing gum. So I am doing some things for this physical body, but I definitely need to put on a mask. I did not even look in the mirror today for an extended period of time, so I'm seeing that some of my mascara. I need to get to it. Um, Fun fact: I have really long eyelashes. They're not like overly thick, but they're really long. Um, and yeah, I still have mascara on. What I do to thicken them up is I put on mascara. I don't know if you guys could see. I'm like trying to make a. See them? They're long. Can't really see. I was trying to make the camera closer and see. But obviously, I'm laying down, and if I turn the camera a half a milliliter that way, it's going to go into landscaping mode and all this other stuff. So I'm going to try to be still. But I was here, still, um, still very much thinking about the phenomena of twin flame and remembering all that I have learned about it, as well as the current experience that I'm having by reconnecting to my twin flame, my actual twin flame this time. And also just trying to um, decipher what am I going to do. Because I did meet an individual recently that the vibration was just really it was really cool. It was a cool connect, you know? And I'm looking to grow a friendship, and it's a mutual it's a mutual what's the word I'm looking for? Attraction. It's mutual attraction. Um I was like, my perception is, hey, you're cool, and their perception is like, hey, you're cool too. And I'm like, okay, and it just flows. You know how it flows when you're just comfortable. And I was trying to connect to see, well, why. And of course, my mystical brain. It's like, well, perhaps the reason why is because they're somehow connected to my twin flame. And because they're connected to my twin flame, there's a familiarity because my soul has already interacted with them, just not in this physical form. Maybe that's what it is. And then I'm like, well, I remember when I was really studying, the phenomena of twin flames when I was interacting with an individual that I mistook as my twin flame. That I feel still to this day was preparation for my twin flame, so that I wouldn't be completely freaked out by my twin flame, because my twin flame is into these arts as well, these sciences as well, spirituality, very, very, very deep as well. Um, like, yeah, very, very, very much. He even has the position of not just. Anyway, this conversation is about me, not all of my soul. Okay, just me, just this particular incarnation of my soul. Okay. And so I remember when I was having interaction with the other mystic, and it never got to a physical. I mean, we did do things like I went. like to Atlantic City. I think that's about it. I would go every year. This year is gonna be probably the first year I haven't went. But I would go every year and like support their block party and do different things and you know whatever. It was definitely preparation for where I am now. They have been, they were like of a help in other factors where there was like challenges, and I just was like, what the hell is going on? And I needed to like phone for help. They were available for me to get some clarity and get some guidance and things of that sort. So again, there's no ill will. Although I would definitely like my $1,500 back. I would definitely, because that was a loan. I made it clear that it was a loan, but I believe their reason for not returning it is not because it was several things of why they didn't return it. For one of the things was that I don't know what they were doing because me and them never got to a physical interaction, like sexual physical. We never got sexually, we never got physically sexual. Um, that whole decade, it never happened. Um, the most physical interaction was I was at like one of their child's barbecue one time or birthday party one time, and they like um they like some footsies. That was it. That was like the extent. That was it. It never went any further than footsies. Never. So yeah, but they obviously um were not practicing celibacy. They definitely had sexual partners, and I think they had a bad interaction with one of their partners, not like physically, but like afterwards. And one of their partners damaged their property. And I'm all the way fuck over here. I've been over here for a while. And even if I wasn't over here, that ain't even me, sir. Why? For what? But anyway, they tried to put it off on me. And I'm like, what? So yeah. I think now they finally got clarity on who actually did it. But they use that as an excuse. Like, oh, I'm not gonna give you that money because you did this, that, and the other. And I was like, huh? What? I didn't even argue with them because I was just like, they're tripping out. But then at the same time, I was like, that's what you get. It's fucked up. It's fucked up on my part for saying that. Like, dude, that's what you get. And shit, now give me my shit still. And I just was like, whatever, you know, whatever. But I do want it back. I do expect it back. Like, for us to ever have, like, just a regular type of friendship, they would have to pay me my money. Like, I'm holding them accountable. I loaned that to you. I didn't give that to you. I didn't give you that $1,500. That was a loan because I was just so being extra, because it was not my man. And even though I thought that that person was my twin flame, they apparently were not. Just whatever. Live and learn. Live and learn. Live and learn. Live and learn. Live and learn just shows my character and shows their character as the individuals we are, and the fact that we are not twin flames. Okay, because I don't know, my actual twin flame probably wouldn't even took that from me. That part, unless they really really needed it, and if they really really needed it, my actual twin flame definitely would have returned it like ASAP. Like, I just know that because my actual twin flame is me, and that's what I would have done if somebody would have did that for me. I would have only took it if I really needed it and what I really needed out of it. They told me they needed three. I didn't have three to give, but I gave them half. But anyway, whatever. My soul would have given it back to me already. That was that right. That interaction in and of itself was clarity. But of course, I was trying to make excuses. Oh, maybe they're having hardships. Oh, they got this, they got that. Da, 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 da. They got this one going off to school, that one going off to school. Da, 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 da. I'm making all these excuses. The fact was that they did not um, really have a deep level of respect for me or women in general. That whole part. Even though they got daughters. But yeah, no, because their order of mysticism um subjugates their women. But anyway, I didn't come over here to talk about them. It just came out. So, what I'm talking about is my actual twin flame and my actual where I am right now. So now I have actually met my real twin flame. Oh, it's wonderful. It's phenomenal. Yes, there are different stages and things of that sort. And I have definitely encouraged my twin flame to research into that so that they can have clarity, so they know how to maneuver. But one thing, when I was actively studying it, and I will revisit it because I'm pretty sure there has been new revelations and discoveries into it. When I initially started, that was like 10 years ago, so a lot has happened in my life in just 1 year, you know. And so I know a lot of developments can happen over a decade. So I'm going to look more into it. And I probably will, when I get off of this broadcast, do a little bit of research in that field a little bit. But one thing that I remember is that just because you are incarnated here at the same time in the flesh, and I say here, I mean on earth, obviously. And I know you're like, where else can you incarnate at? We're not gonna go there, but I'm just gonna say, um, obviously, this is not all the intelligence that in existence here on this planet. It's just no. We're not gonna say, oh, we have a vast universe, and only one planet has intelligent life forms. That one planet is Earth. Aren't we so smart? No. No. We may be smarter than other life forms. We may be smarter and more intelligent than other planets, but there's ones that's smarter than us. Okay? There's definitely, we're not the only intelligent life. No, we're not. We're not. We're not. It's just, look how we act. We trying to get this shit together right here, right now. Look how we are acting right here, doing silly stuff, mixing stuff together, putting stuff in the waters that ain't even good for the waters or for us, just to make just for currency that we make. Like, huh? Poison for profit? No, don't stop it. Do healthy stuff and get rich off of healthy stuff. What's wrong with you guys? Like, I, I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna dissect this, okay? But let's get back to me. So, yeah, the twin flame. We're supposed to do phenomenal stuff together. Boom. But that doesn't mean just because we're supposed to do phenomenal stuff together that we're supposed to be romantically involved. Not, it's ideal, but it's not necessary. And so, with that being said, my twin flame is not available to be romantically involved with me at this precise moment. So I have a choice. I have a choice. First of all, I don't know if they'll ever be available, for that type of involvement. That doesn't mean that they're not available to do work. They are available to do work. We are available to work together and do phenomenal stuff together. But they're not available for that aspect. And that is an aspect that is important to me. That is the aspect that I have an interest in. That is the aspect that I do seek to explore with worthy um, individuals, individuals, because I am a bit interested in polygamy to a certain extent. Um, it's not something that I have done, but my concept of it and for what I have studied is that it's it's similar to monogamy, where in a healthy monogamous relationship, everybody's open, everybody's honest, and they make everybody makes a conscientious decision that this is what I want to do. We're gonna come together, we're gonna form this union, and this is what it is. And I feel in a polygamous relationship, you're still open, you're still honest, you're still all conscientiously making this decision that, okay, we are a family. This is what we are all deciding to do, you know. And so that's my perception of that. And it's something I definitely would like to discuss. But in the meantime, between time, you have to have those discussions with individuals who are available. And Twin Flame has to be available to have that discussion with me, you know? No, I can have it like on a surface level just to see what their thoughts is about it. I don't know, even if my twin flame, because remember, the soul, I'm still learning a whole lot about the personality and the person that, you know, that about them. But so I have to see like what it even their thoughts on it, you know. And it wouldn't be an odd conversation, you know. But I'm curious. No, I'm gonna find out. I'm not gonna guess. I'm gonna find out concretely and definitively what's their thoughts on it, and if that's something that they have explored, or if that's something that they're open to. You know, concrete. I'm gonna ask that at least with these five senses. I'm gonna find sound, air, sight, feeling, all these senses. I need to know. Is this how you understand? That's curious. Just wanted to know. Just wanted to know. But meantime between time, I did meet an individual who was very um, clear, clear that they do want um, they didn't say they want polygamy, but they do want a solidified is the wrong word because I don't want to sound judgmental. I'm always looking for the right words in this damn English language. I don't want to sound judgmental because I believe people should be free. And I definitely subscribe to self determination. And everything doesn't work for everybody, you know. So some individuals function more better, being more fluid, you know, with their intimacy. Some people don't, you know, function well being fluid intimately. And when I say fluid, I mean like having multiple partners that are non committal. Um, so some people work better in committal relationships, some people work better non committal, you know. It all depends on the individual. So I don't ever want to sound judgmental because I feel adults should decide for themselves what works better for them and what doesn't work good for them, you know. I have obviously I tried committal. Committal worked. It was just I picked the wrong individual to be committed to. If I had picked more accurately and better, then like I would be already. Ooh, how many years would I be in? I'd be a lot of years in already. I'm gonna get married at 20. I'll be 22 years in. I'll be happy as I could be, you know. But I unfortunately didn't have the experience or the knowledge to know how to choose uh, a good partner at the age of 20. I don't know who does, but some people do because they were taught, you know, in their homes and they had good examples. And, you know, if they didn't have the good examples, they did enough thought and preparation to make an educated choice and decision for themselves, you know. So, kudos to you all. But during the meantime, between time, I've been divorced since 26. So 26, 42, do the math. Is that like 14 years? I've been divorced for 14 years. So obviously I've dated. Um, I've had boyfriends. I've had friends with benefits, you know, not a lot, but enough to know that non-committal doesn't work for me, you know. So therefore I just said, oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to continue to work on me, which I always will be working on me. Even once these legs are at the mobility that I want them to be at, and you know, the acne scars are all faded away because now new skin is showing and glowing and all of that good stuff. And whatever fillings I need to get in is there, whatever needs to come out comes out, whatever, things I need to do with me. Even when I have done all of that stuff, I'm still have to do things for maintenance. There is a type of maintenance that I'm really interested in. It's called uh, oxygen therapy. I'm interested in oxygen therapy. I want to get in an oxygen thingy, and like just because oxygen helps accelerate a lot of stuff, and it helps maintain a lot of stuff. So I'm just like, yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And it's a purified oxygen, so it's not like an oxygen that is contaminated with all the stuff that we put into our air, into our ecosystem. It's contained. You go inside like a little chamber, and it's like it's purified oxygen that's coming, and it goes to all your cells. And it's so interesting. I'm gonna start that this year. This year I'm gonna start that like as soon as possible. As soon as I get this part-time job, it's like gonna be like top of the thing. It's gonna be stretch lab. It's gonna be that oxygen therapy. Like those are the two things. And I already have access to a gym, so I'm excited. I'm excited. Excited. But nonetheless, back to my twin flame situation. So I have a choice to make. Am I going to patiently initially I was patiently waiting. I was just like, this is how I had put in my mind, like, okay, there's too many barriers, there's too many factors. Not just the fact that they're unavailable, but there's other factors too, you know, that doesn't that could cause how can I say? There's other precarious factors, you know, that makes them unavailable right now. And kind of sort of makes me unavailable, even though I'm like, fuck those factors. I don't give a fuck about any of those factors. I have to consider those factors because they are important factors. They're not superficial factors like, oh, my twin flame likes the color or hates the color yellow, and I love the color yellow, and so, we can't talk to each other intimately because I refuse to stop loving yellow. No, they're serious factors, They're factors that are connected to livelihood, income, all type of stuff. And so I get it, I respect it. I'm like, okay. So I was like, well, those factors are not permanent factors. Um, they're solid factors, but they're not permanent factors, meaning that where I am currently, there's certain parameters. How can I describe it? I'm always looking for like a reference point of how I could describe something. Um, let's use elementary school. Think of it like elementary school, okay? So I'm gonna use myself as an example, and I'm gonna use elementary school as an example. Think of me as kindergarten. I'm in kindergarten in elementary school, and think of my twin flame as being the principal. Maybe I should have used high school or another school. Anyway, we're gonna use elementary. It's where we started. We're gonna stick with it. I think I have to. I think I can't use. I can't use elementary school because elementary school just like when you think. Yeah, no, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same because it throws in there a whole nother. Using elementary school as an example throws in there a whole irrelevant type of dynamic to it. So I'm not gonna use elementary school. Let's see. Can I use junior high school? I can't use junior high school neither. I can't even use high school. Okay, but I want to use. Maybe I shouldn't use a school at all. Let me see. Let me think of another type of business structure. Let's use the let's use law enforcement. Let's use law enforcement. So we'll use law enforcement. So I am like a cadet. This is an example, just to explain the dynamics. So it gives people some clarity who was watching this. Um, so I'm a cadet. Like I've went through whatever. I'm in basic training. I'm in basic training. Haven't graduated. I don't got my white gloves yet, but I'm in basic training, right? And my twin flame is like, I don't know what the top of the daggone what you call it is. Um, the sergeant is over lieutenant. The captain. My my twin flame is the captain. Is the captain over the fucking whole division. My twin flame is the captain over the division. I am a freaking cadet in basic training. We can't fraternize. The cadet that's in basic training cannot fraternize with the captain. The captain could get in trouble for that. It's against they have rules. There's no fraternization. No. Now, once I graduate and I have my white gloves, and probably even as a regular PD, there's some rules against fraternization with a PD and a captain. I don't know what those rules are, but I'm pretty sure there's rules in place where it ain't supposed to happen. Now, however, if I continue to work my way up the hierarchy and I become a captain, so now it's a bit different. Now it's a bit different. But where it is right now, I'm like in basic training and they're like the captain, and yeah, there's no way to fraternize without their. So I will wait. So I know that I'm not gonna be in basic training forever. So I was just like counting down initially, like fuck it. I'm not gonna. I didn't know whether I was gonna meet anyone that would like, it would feel even remotely whatever, because the dating scene has been very different. You know. So I was just like, well, let me just gonna count down the days till I graduate the academy, and revisit revisit this discussion at that point in time. There's other parameters too, which I will not address here, but that was my plan. Now I'm like, do I need to modify that? Because I met somebody and there is no, those parameters don't exist between me and that other individual. And if there are any parameters, they don't give a crap about the parameters. I give a crap about the parameters either. Because, I mean, I wouldn't even be having a freaking discussion if, like, but I get it. I get why the captain would have those, whatever. But if the captain didn't have those, what you call it, you know, I wouldn't have the time. I wouldn't have the free time that I have. That's all I'm saying. I would not have the free time that I have. But there is an individual that's not a captain. This individual is like this individual. How would I describe this individual? I don't know where to fit this person in. They would be like if I'm a cadet during basic training, they would be like one of the instructors of the cadets, where they don't really have like a title, but they've been with the force for a while. And so, you know, they would have certain credentials, obviously, because they've graduated basic training, but, they don't give a crap. They're like, hey, you grown, I'm grown. This is just where I work at. And I'm like, true. True, true, true. And so I have to really, really meditate on that. And with all of that being said, Then there's somebody from my past that's trying to re-enter, and I'm just like, part of me is like, well, I don't know who that person is now, so I should have a discussion. Other part of me in spirit is like, oh, hell no, if this is who this person is, stay the fuck away from them. But I have already initiated sort of I didn't initiate contact. They actually asked about me through a mutual friend, and the mutual friend communicated to me, and then the mutual friend was like, "Oh, guess who's over here? They are," and I was just like, "Okay." The mutual friend, I was like, "Why don't you talk to them?" Because see, I'm not where I used to be. Like part of me has that um girliness to me, but a lot of me has matured. So my thing is, yeah, I'll come on my page and I'll be as transparent as I choose to be here, in regards to my thought processes on different subjects, um, that are of interest to me. But when it comes to that for real, like that's a me and that person type of thing. So if I have interest in somebody from my past or want to revisit, we gotta talk directly. I don't need a middle person. I don't need you to speak on my behalf. I'm gonna talk directly to them. So that's what I did. Like I reached out directly to them, and I didn't get a response. So the next thing I know, our mutual friend was like, "Oh, well they're over here now," and I was like, "Yeah, no, thank you." Because I felt like they only offered me one thing, and it was just something physical. They didn't offer me anything else. And I was just like, yeah. And then not only did they only offer that to me, um, they were offering that to all of the community at that point in time. So did they stop offering that to the community? Like, what's going on? Like, even if I was allowing entrance into my yoni, like, do you know what you have to do? First of all, you gotta go and get checkup. That's number one. Second of all, after you come and your blood work is good and you don't got no leakage down there, now you're gonna have to go to uh see Baba Babalu and get fucking sage to get your spirit cleansed. Like, are you willing to do all of that? Because you can't just show up here with flowers and that's the standard for every goddamn body. Like, that's the standard. You can't just show up with superficial stuff. You can't just show up with some coins. You just can't show up with something material like, hey, that's my entry. That's my entry ticket. No, your entry ticket is your health gotta be right and your spirit gotta be right. That's your entry ticket. You comfortable to go sit with Babalu and get saged down? I got a botanica right behind me, baby. You gotta take a spiritual bath, and that's after you come with your blood work. You want to do all of that? If you want to do all of that, then we can have a conversation possibly. But I was just like, I'm not there at that wavelength, but that's where I would be if I was. I'm at the wavelength of, yeah, that's the standard. But like, my twin flame already knows that because that's probably their standard too. And you know, that's not even a conversation. It's just like, guess what? It's time. You sure? Let's look at our paperwork. Ooh, okay. Let me see your paperwork. Okay, okay, okay. Let me look at these dates. Okay, okay, okay. All right. And we just like be at Babalu together. Babalu be like, I've been waiting for you both to come in here. This is the sacred union that is going to help the world so much. I can't wait to write people. I can't wait to start like writing for movies and sitcoms because my creativity and imagination is hilarious. But yeah, no, I don't want to revisit. I don't want to revisit. But It's an opportunity to heal, but my spirit is telling me, uh-uh. That may be a discussion to have with the person that I just recently met. You know, okay, hang out, see how it flows, how it goes. You know, because they look so cuddle. They look so cuddly. Oh my god, they look so cuddly. They look so cuddly. They look so cuddly. I'm just like, oh, I just get it. Like they get it. So I'm just like, oh, you look so cuddly. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. But this is what you gotta do first. And this is what I gotta do too. You, it's a mutual thing. It's not like they gotta do that by themselves. Nope. Let's go together. Shoot, that's actually what I did all of that the last time that I did have a just a what do they call it? Just a good friend that was um taking care of my physical intimacy, intimate needs. You know, because we did. Yes, we did. We was right at the what you call it together. Mm-hmm. Old as fuck. Not old as fuck. We went to a local what you call it. I don't know if I would go to a local. We went to a Planned Parenthood. That's what we went to. We went right up in there. Mm-hmm. Did our blood work. Came back a week. And it was like everything good. I was like, all right. But what I failed to do was the spiritual part. So now everything is physical good. It's physically good. And we're like, all right, we take it to the next step, and it was good. The physical part in of itself was good, but what was the spiritual part? And that's the part where my physical body responded, and I was just like, oh, and my spirit responded, and I think we did it one time. One time. After we gave her the blame, one time. That's TMI. Oh wow. Listen, there is many aspects to me, people. So don't put in your mind, oh, this is how this minister is. She's just this one way. Don't put in your mind, this is how this singer is. Don't put in your mind, this is how this woman, this mother is. Don't put that in your mind, okay? Because there is so many complexities to me, and I embrace and engage with all of me, and I love all of me. And I acknowledge that, yes, I'm growing and I'm improving. And I think that's a continuous thing, but it's evident. You can see that there is, room for growth. You can see, but look at my eyebrows, though. Speaking of seeing things, they were gone for a while. I didn't have no hair up here for a while. People like very, 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 very thin hair. But now they're kind of thick again. But yeah, I have to exfoliate and, get my muscles together and drink water and make sure that I'm properly hydrating, not just with drinking enough water, but making sure that I have my magnesium, which I like this form of magnesium. I add it to my water. I add my magnesium to my water. I don't know if you guys can see it. But I add my magnesium to my water at night because magnesium is a relaxant as well as what it does. You know, it's a mineral, but it's really good for your body. So I'm probably gonna be all utilizing it until I get more fancier. And then when I get more fancier, I'm gonna have more fancy magnesium. But right now, that $20 magnesium will serve its purpose. With all of that being said, yeah, I think I've already made a decision. I think I'm gonna not pursue, allow Cuddly Bear. Ooh, Cuddly Bear has a whole nickname already. Quit. Once you get a nickname, you wanna know my twin flames nickname? My twin flame nickname is Big Ray. Took a while for my twin flame to get a nickname. Uh huh. My twin flame nickname is Big Ray. Mm-hmm. I respect where Big Red is at. You know, I'm on Team Big Red. I'm on Big Red's team. You know, what? Back to Cuddly Wuddly Bear. Cuddly Wuddly Bear. I'm going to allow Cuddly Wuddly Bear to pursue me. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be like, oh no, don't mind. If I feel like talking to Cuddly Wuddly Bear, I'm going to talk to Cuddly Wuddly Bear. Because this is what Cuddly Wuddly Bear did yesterday. Cuddly Wuddly Bear brought me a piece of pizza. It was really nice. I know you're like a pizza. It was the thought, okay? They didn't have to share their snacks with me. And like I said, there's lots of different complexities to me. And one of my complexities is my little girl that's stubborn and who likes snacks. Now, I never was a big little girl, but I always was a snacking little girl. And the reason why I wasn't a big little girl is because they didn't allow me to. They was like, eat these daggone string beans. I don't eat these string beans. Eat those damn string beans. I was forced to eat vegetables. Thank God for my great auntie. You know? But a snacker, if somebody else raised me, I would have been obese. And I got those jeans. I know I do. They might. I don't know what they doing now. I ain't gonna say they dormant because I've been over 250 for at least 10 years. I don't know how I feel about that. I fluctuate between 240 and 250, but my goal is a whole 50 pounds later. Like, my goal is 200 pounds. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna stay there. And then I might slip down to the 180 though. I might. Like, 180 is woo. 180 on me looks different. I just know it too. Because I've been there before. 180 on me look like 145. You know? I don't like you know. I be like a slim thicker inches at 180. So no, I wouldn't go lower than that. But because then I would look not well. Because I have a big bone structure, people. I know they be like, people don't got big bones. They lied. Talk about people don't got bigger bones than other people. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Because if I sit up a certain way, even without me sitting up a certain way, I don't know if you can see my collarbone. You can see my collarbone. You can see my this is my bone right here. That ain't muscle. That ain't muscle, people. You hear that? That's bone. This is bone. Ain't nothing in between here but a little thin piece of skin. Okay? So how come you can see my bones at over 250? You gonna tell me my bones ain't big? Okay, you was a lie. They big. They big. They big. Don't lie to me. There's no such thing as big bones. Okay. Yeah. No. Not everybody can see their damn collar at my weight. Can see their collarbone at the same weight I am. The weight I am, and if my collarbone is showing at this weight, you know for sure my collarbone is showing at 200. If my collarbone is showing at 250, you know my collarbone is showing at 200, okay? So yeah, 20 pounds less I could go because otherwise you gonna see more than my collarbone. You gonna see my rib bones too. Like, um, what's going on? What's going on with you? What's going on with you? What's going on with you? What's going on? What's going on with you? So yeah, that's what it is. You know, that little girl is still there, and she definitely showed up yesterday. She was just like, "Hey," and I was like, "Oh shit." It was too late. late. She was doing all type of shit. The little girl he was doing all type of shit. She was at the window and doing all type of shit. I was like, little girl, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. I'm just happy. La 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 la. My inner child. I'm grateful to have for my inner child to even still be alive. To still be active. But she definitely was happy to get a snack. So I gotta watch her. I gotta watch my inner child, cause she like, ooh, this our new friend. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, we don't know this person. Relax yourself. It's like, I wanted this to be my little friend. This is my new friend. I got a new friend. I'm like, hold up, inner child, hold up. We know, I know you, inner child. I know my inner child. She's a brat. My inner child is a brat. She's a brat. It's excited that she can also throw tantrums, even though it's an internal tantrum that only I um, have been experiencing. But tantrum, like full tantrum, cry, lip poked out, you know, full tantrum. So, you know, it is what it is. There's a lot of complexities to this human experience. And I don't think you should stifle it. I think even as you grow and as you mature, you know, you should know how to regulate yourself. You should know um, how to just be in different spaces and places. But I don't, and you should grow. You should grow, obviously. But I think having that part of you, because it's an innocence. It's tricky to describe it. I'm describing it the best way I can. Please have patience while I still navigate this daggone English language because it's tricky. It's really, really tricky. And it's getting even trickier. Um, as I continue to elevate. I know that's a word. No, elevate, rise into the top. All right, let me go and continue to enjoy my Sunday. You all continue to enjoy your Sunday. I'm gonna put my mask on my face. Get to cooking and you know, make sure you check out the links in the bio. Okay, because I'm living my best life. And it ain't gonna be looking all glamorous all the time. Now, sometimes, darling, we'll get glamorous. Yeah, sometimes, but not all the time. My life is not just all glam. My life is a life that I love, and I love it for real. And I show it obviously, and I share bits and pieces here to inspire whoever's watching to do what they need to do to love their lives. And I do have a tool available for you to utilize outside of my voice and my lovely smile and my humor, you know, and me educating you on metaphysics, whether you are interested or not. If you watch my whole videos, you're going to hear something spiritual, something about metaphysics. It's just going to come out. But feel free to click the link below and get my ebook on manifestation because manifestation is just basically another way of saying how to create your best life. So, click the link, use the tool, get the tool. The tool is cheap, it's not expensive. I know how this economy is, but we can make it better. So, let's do it. Before we can make our economy better, though, we got to make ourselves better. That part. Okay. Thank you for tuning in to the SupaTea Podcast Show.